We are back with another IP Battles season 16, episode 6. Man, those first 6 episodes has flown by. We are already on episode 6. And I'd have to tell you, man, they've been bringing that heat so far with season 16. Episode 6 was another banger. We're going to go quickly through all 4 pitches. And I'm going to let you know what pitch is going to have the bigger impact from a cultural standpoint over the next 10, 15, 20 years, as well as what pitch do I think is going to make the most money in a long term. And I want to hear from you guys as well in the comment section. What pitch do you think is going to make the most money long term, as well as what pitch do you think is going to be around over the next 10, 15, 20 years and have a bigger cultural impact? For those of you who are new to the channel, I am Dave, 10-year intellectual property attorney, dealing with everything from trademarks, patents, copyrights, as well as trade secret. Heck, if it's dealing with intellectual property, I'm involved in some form or fashion. Now, again, like I said, we had 4 bangers again this week. And I think, looking at my notes here, I think all 4 pitches got a deal, which, again, is pretty new and unique. Typically, 1 or 2 of them are left out in the dust. But I think, if my memory serves me correctly, all 4 pitches got a deal, which, again, shows you how good these businesses are doing, but how much heat that, again, Shark Tank is bringing so far with season 16. We're going to go right in order. First up, Pepper Pong. We're going to go to the owner for him to give you a quick breakdown of what the business is about, what the product is about, and then we'll bring it back on me, and I'll give you my take. Let's go.
Hey, Sharks. I'm Tom Filippini from the Mile High City. And today I'm raising $150,000 for a 10% stake in my company, Pepper Pong. I'm here to tell you that the world's largest racket sport, ping pong, is the world's largest racket sport. Ping pong has become pretty crusty. This old dog was invented in the 1800s and has and that was a century before sliced bread, and it shows. It's time to spice things up. Meet Pepper Pong, our brand new game that is fun for all ages and sets up anywhere. Roll tape. Pepper Pong ditches the need for a dedicated table. Any reasonably flat surface, including the floor, becomes a battleground. Our fence expands to fit any surface and sets up in seconds. No flimsy clamps. But the real spice is in the peppers. 3 unique balls designed to be adaptable to any surface and making Pepper Pong easy to learn, but very difficult to master. Low bounce jalapeno is great for beginners and small tables. Medium bounce habanero is an all-around favorite for all table sizes and all skill levels. And then to really spice things up, you have the ghost pepper for intense rallies on larger tables. Pepper Pong is whisper quiet and furniture friendly, so even mom will be playing ball in the house. So Sharks, which of you wants to rally this movement and serve up the spiciest game of our generation?
I have to tell you, man, I actually like the name, which they are protecting. So shout out to them for protecting it. And then I actually like the product. And I said it on a channel. I mean, when I was kind of doing a full breakdown, go to Everything Intellectual Property, Pepper Pong, to see that full breakdown if you would like. And again, a lot of these times, and he talked about on his pitch, man, you have a lot of these things that's been around for hundreds of years, for 50 years, and they haven't been changed. And ping pong is one of them. We all know ping pong. You got the big ping pong table. And again, it's a fun game, but it's like, okay, it's a lot to get to, especially if you are, again, it's just a big game to get to. So being able to have Pepper Pong, to have essentially a portable ping pong where you can set this thing up anywhere, on a table, picnic table, house table, on your floor. You can set it up anywhere you want to get that business or be competitive and kind of play a game of ping pong. And another thing that I do like, which I do want to say as an aside, a lot of times the Sharks, they kind of ask you, hey, what's patentable about this thing? And they're giving that as if they don't believe in the fact that you was able to get a patent on it. And I would say, hey, man, deal with the experts, and that experts being somebody such as me as a patent attorney, and let them kind of handle or figure out what's the patentable features of the game. Again, the Sharks are great at a lot of things, and obviously one of those things is business, but that doesn't mean that they know everything. That certainly doesn't know that they know the ins and outs of patents. Again, somebody like me, I draft 50 patent applications a year at the very least, and I prosecute probably another 100 150 patent applications a year. So I'm dealing with this stuff every day, and I can tell quickly, okay, what's patentable about something, what's not. But a lot of times when these sharks come to you, they're saying, hey, what's patentable about this thing, as if they are in doubt that this thing has patentable features. And don't let that deter you from kind of, again, seeking patent protection, number one, but also kind of relying on your patent attorney. It was funny because I interviewed this lady, Raquel Graham. She was on Shark Tank, and she was saying that she almost fired her patent attorney as a result of her experience on Shark Tank, where the people, I think it was Lori, one of the sharks, was telling her, hey, I'm not sure if you're going to get a patent on your thing because it's taking so long. And she almost fired her patent attorney as a result of that. And again, some of these things just take time to go through the patent office, but the attorney would know that. So rely on your patent attorney for his or her expertise, and don't necessarily rely on the sharks for their expertise. So kind of getting back to the actual product, it seems like Todd, he did a product with Todd, which is great. And shout out to the owner as well. It seems like he kind of had to overcome some challenges in his life on a personal level. It seems like he was able to overcome them. Seems like he has a great product that's protected, which is a great thing. And it also seems like, again, obviously doing a deal is another big part of it. So I think him and Todd are going to work well together. And I think, again, as it comes to which product is going to be around for a long time and what product is going to make the most money, I think Pepper Punk is certainly in that discussion. Let's go to the next pitch, which is Taverns to Go. Let's hear from the owners on what that product entails, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my thoughts.
Hi, Sharks. I'm Enda.
And I'm Paul. Today, Sharks, we are seeking 400,000 for 10% equity in our company.
Both of us being from Ireland, there are two things that we're good at. The first one being construction.
And of course, drinking. Cheers.
Cheers.
Sharks, isn't it true there's nothing quite like meeting up with your friends at your favorite bar and sipping on your favorite drink after a hard day's work?
When you just want to kick back and relax.
Or simply toast those cherished friendships and celebrate life?
But what if you don't feel like going anywhere and you simply want the party to come to you?
Well, that's where our Irish ingenuity comes into play. Introducing Taverns to Go.
Your very own backyard bar.
Delivered and assembled for you in under 90 minutes in the comfort of your own backyard. Yes, that's right, we do it all for you.
Crafted from pressure-treated lumber, our taverns can be used in any climate, making them perfect for anywhere in continental USA. And who knows, Sharks, with your help, we might just go global.
With over 25 different models to choose from, there's a tavern perfect for every backyard. Simply add your personal touch, stock it up, and let the good times roll. So, Sharks, we'd like you to raise a glass and embark on this Taverns to Go adventure with us.
Launch it.
Launch it.
Salute.
Man, now this is another great product and really a great story. And I said it again on the actual full breakdown. Please go to Taverns to Go on the YouTube page, Everything Intellectual Property, if you want to get that full breakdown. But these two gentlemen were from Ireland and they actually met here in the U.S. as part of a group that had Irish, I think, Irish descendants or whatnot. That was a part of it. And that just goes to show you how the American dream is still alive and well, where you have these different immigrants or people who come from other countries and they come here and they start a business and they hit it big. And I think we as Americans, we as people who are been here our whole lives should really kind of take note of that, because again, the American dream is alive and well. A lot of people in America, unfortunately, don't understand that, but it takes a lot of, I don't want to call them outsiders, but it takes a lot of people from other countries to come in and see all the opportunity and take advantage of it. You're talking about what? They have done they started this business, which again, shout out to the gentleman who left a comment who said he works at Taverns to Go and it's an amazing company. I had a couple of people who commented under the video that they love the product, that they've had one of the the bars at their home that they purchased years ago and they love it. Again, these gentlemen came and I think in 4 or 5 years, they have done $10 million in sales. They have done $2.2 million so far as at the time of recording that Shark Tank episode, and we're projected to do $4 million this year of essentially of their product. So again, man, you're talking about the American dream being alive and well. This was a prime example of it. Now, I don't think they was able to, or I don't think at least I didn't see anything about their trademark being protected. it doesn't seem like the at-home bar had any patentable features, but from a trademark protection, I definitely think they should look to trademark the term tavern to go if they haven't already. I didn't see anything about it being a trademark, but again, I would definitely suggest and strongly recommend to the owners, if you're watching it, to look to trademark that brand name so that it can be a force to reckon with. It seems like they also got to deal with Lori, who actually pulled a page out of Mr. Wonderful's book as far as the royalty, and $30 until she, I think, received for $600,000 back. So she gave him the $400,000 and said, hey, I want $30 royalty for each unit sold until I receive my $400 plus the $600,000 back. And then she's only taking 15%. So she's not taking that much equity. But I think the way these guys are selling this stuff, man, that she's going to get that $600,000 back in no time. So I think it was a great investment on her part, but I also think it was a great investment on their part, because Lori's going to be able to provide them with what they're looking for to take their business to the next level. So again, I like that product. Again, Taverns to Go, at-home bar experience. Now it's a little pricey, $4,000, but if you're using this thing and you are one of these people who maybe like to go to the bar or like to host events, I think this is a perfect thing for you to take advantage of. So let's go to the next product, which is Cons Design. Let's hear from the owners, and then we get back to me, and I'll let you know my thoughts.
Hi, Sharks. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Kenny, and we're from Fort Wayne, Indiana,
We're two originals,
who met at Indiana University.
got married, and had the remix.
Then we had the encore.
And finally, we dropped the mic.
Mic drop.
Yes.
And together we all make Cans Designs.
Cans Designs is a parenthood lifestyle brand on a mission to encourage and inspire families to get in the picture. Our popular tees have been seen on celebrities, athletes, and even Oprah's favorite things.
Twice.
Our family works hard to make your memories a little more special.
Creating matching apparel and accessories, we capture the essence of shared moments.
So Sharks, grab a tee and your crew. We'd love to welcome you to the family.
Now, again, I think this is another example of the American dream being alive and well. You're talking about a social worker. You're talking about a teacher. And for them to start a business really selling T-shirts, and I think, $3.2 million in 8 years. They're projected to do $300,000 a year this year. Again, I think that's nothing to sneeze at. And as I said it on the actual full breakdown, please go check out Everything Intellectual Property Cons Designs if you want to go see that full breakdown. But I said it on there. Hey, man, this is a different day and age. This ain't 30, 40 years ago when you can ride a job out with 30 years and then, retire with your pension and kind of life is good, roll off into the sunset. Man, the way these jobs laying off left and right and firing people and things like that, you better be prepared to have a backup plan in case something goes wrong with your job. And I love the fact that they were able to do that with Cons Design and be able to kind of build a company that now, talking about generational wealth, they can leave down to their kids, their grandkids, and something that's kind of really have taken off at that point in time. And I like the concept that they did, which not only you're just kind of selling one-off T-shirts, but they have this family theme where now if you're buying a shirt, you're going to have to buy it for the entire family. Now you're getting a lot of different, it's kind of a lot of different revenue from that. But then I think it kind of keeps other people coming back. Okay, what's the next, line item that I can get for my family to take pictures in. So I definitely think that's something that is pretty unique about theirs, and I think they have definitely taken advantage of it. That's why they've been so successful selling 300,000. Heck, everybody's not going to be the next Nike. Everybody's not going to be the next Adidas. Actually, was doing this breakdown of this IP lawsuit. I think it's Aviation Design company out in Cali, which a lot of people probably haven't heard of, but she built a small community, not a small community, but she built a community, and she's selling her products for millions, making millions of dollars selling her clothing line. And I think the company is worth 9 figures. And again, that just with her community. So everybody doesn't have to, I don't want to say strive to be the next Nike or Adidas or this big company that's worth billions of dollars. You can still build a multi-million-dollar brand, 10 figures, 8 figures, 9-figure brand with your community. And I think they're focusing on community. I love what they're doing. And they got to deal with Todd. And I think the good thing about that is he gave him a loan for 10%. And he told him on the show, hey, man, don't look to try to give up so much equity. I didn't realize he had Raising Cane's has 800 locations and is $1 billion brand. I know he was getting to it. I didn't realize Ty was getting to it like that, but I thought he gave him some really good advice, some important advice to say, hey, man, don't try to give up so much equity of your company. Try to keep as much as possible. And as the company grows and the valuation is higher and higher, you are left with that higher valuation. So, again, I think he gave him a good deal, $75,000 loan for only 10% of the company. I think he's going to be a great strategic partner, being able to kind of really blast this thing out there, given his social media prowess and his social media team. So shout out to the owners of Cons Designs for the deal, and shout out for all the success, man, to be able to do this as a social worker or as well as a teacher, not really having that experience within the fashion industry, but then being able to, again, sell hundreds of thousands of dollars and make millions over the life of the company. Again, it's definitely kudos and shouts out to you guys for that. Now we're going to go to the last pitch, but certainly not the least, foam cooler. Let's hear from the owners on this one. Then we'll come back to me and I'll give you my thoughts.
Hi, Sharks. I'm David Kittle from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hi, Sharks. I'm Chad Lee from Bentonville, Arkansas. We're here today seeking $150,000 for 10% equity in our company, Foam.
Sharks, the cooler industry has a major problem. The cooler!
That's right, Sharks. So many of the coolers that are out there today are really more geared for the hardcore, top of the mountain, crazy outdoor experience.
What about most of us that don't need to keep ice for 10 days? Or a heavy, expensive, bear-proof cooler with all the bells and whistles? We just wanted a simple, functional way to keep our drinks cold and use it at the beach, park, pool, or on the boat.
Sharks, we saw a huge hole in the market, so we created Foam.
We're the world's first 100% EVA foam cooler. You might know this material from those popular clog shoes.
This material makes our cooler extremely lightweight, sustainable, and did I mention, it'll even float on water. It's perfect for swimming with sharks.
It's incredibly durable, but don't take my word for it. Bring it in!
Oh, here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, baby!
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
Can I drive that thing?
Well done.
Well, I guess the stage isn't as durable as our cooler.
Wow, that was
Okay,
pretty
let's
amazing.
see the results.
Sharks, no one's getting crushed like a cockroach today.
Really? Look at that. Here's the problem. I'm going to give $150,000, but 10 of it's going to go to the set to get it repaired.
Sharks, please take a look at it and run it over in your spare time.
Now, again, first and foremost, shout out to the owners of Foam Cooler for getting a deal with Damon. I think it's going to be a good strategic partner. It seems like Mr. Wonderful, wanted a little bit more than what they were able to stomach and kind of end up settling on a deal with Damon. I actually did get a question on the actual full breakdown video. Go check out that Foam Coolers on YouTube channel, Everything Intellectual Property. I did get a question of, hey, how can you get a patent on something that's been around forever? Or just because you're using a material that's already known, how can you get a patent on that? And I thought it was a good question. And I said, I'll address it here. I told myself I'll address it here in this video. And that goes, again, this goes to the importance of getting a patent attorney who knows what they're doing. So typically when you're claiming something like this, you're going to claim, and the claims are the most important part of the patent application. And when you're claiming your cooler, you're going to say, hey, you got a cooler that comprises a body that's configured to hold beverages, whatever the case may be. Then you may say, hey, a lid that essentially covers the body. But then you're going to say, hey, where this body is made of a flexible material. And if that's different from what's out there now, I don't know everything that's out there as it relates to a cooler, but I've never seen a cooler that's made out of a flexible material. Typically, it's a rigid plastic. Typically, it's a rigid styrofoam. I've never seen a cooler that's made out of a flexible body. And to the extent that that's not out there, as I believe it's not out there, you can get a patent on that thing. Because again, the material is different from coolers that are out there. Typically, coolers are made of a flexible material, a hard material, whether it's plastic, styrofoam. And if you're having a cooler that's made out of a flexible material, even though that material already exists in the world, you're using it's a different use of it that's not already done. That being with regard to coolers, that becomes patentable at that point in time. Now, if the examiner or the USPTO, United States Patent and Trademark Office, brings back to say, hey, it's already coolers out there that's made out of flexible materials, then now you have to kind of rely on other features of the cooler, whether it's the lining of the body, whether it's kind of different slots and things that kind of makes your stuff different compared to what's out there. So again, to answer that question, just because a material is already known, if it's not used for, in this case, the coolers, that being, again, if it's a flexible material and coolers are typically not made out of flexible materials, you can still get a patent on that thing, as opposed to, okay, just thinking to yourself, hey, man, this material already exists. Yeah, even though we're using it for a different use, I don't think I'll be able to get a patent on it. And again, that's what I say. Go to the patent attorney, let them give you their expert analysis, their expert opinion, and then you can make that decision. Don't kind of talk yourself out of, I don't think I can get a patent on this thing because of X, Y, and Z, because the material is known out there, because this already exists. No, the patent attorney may well tell you, okay, if coolers are typically not made out of this material that already exists, you may have a good chance to get a patent on it. So again, that's my 2 cents. Hopefully you guys understood that. Getting back to the breakdown, it seems like they got to deal with, like I said, Damon before, $150K for 30%. It seems like these guys, they haven't had a ton of sales, but I think Damon's going to be a good strategic partner. I know coolers are typically looked at as a seasonal thing, but I like the fact that it was durable, it was lightweight, and I think with being able to get it to D2C, I think this thing can be a big, a home run. So again, those are some of my thoughts. Now, getting to the end of this thing, which product do I think is going to be around? And which product do I think is going to make the most money? Now, a lot of times those are one of the same, but they don't have to be. But in this case, I think they are one of the same. I think Pepper Pong, man, I just love the game. I think the fact that it's an update or modernized version of an old school game that's been around forever in ping pong, the fact that it's portable, the fact that you can take it other places. Heck, I think they have different balls based on your skill level. I think that's going to be around forever. So I think Todd, Todd been coming along. He been killing them. He been doing some good deals. And I think Todd has another good deal with this one. So shout outs to him. I think that Pepper Pong is going to be around over the next 10, 15, 20 years. But I do think it's going to make the most money, because when you're talking about vacationing, or you're talking about barbecues, or it has a lot of different uses. It's not like a seasonal thing, or it's not like a one of those things that, sometimes it's okay, it's different, but it's different in a way that, okay, it's only going to be around for a couple months or for a year, then it's going to fade off. I do think Pepper Pong has the potential to be around for a long time, much like its predecessor, ping pong, has been around for 100 years. Again, I think Cons is going to do well as well. All of them I thought was going to be do well. I think Taverns to Go, again, a little pricey, but I do think they're going to continue to make money with these things. And again, I think Foam, they got a good partnership with Damon, and I think if they can figure out that D2C, I think Foam is probably going to be a 1B to Pepper Pong 1A if they can figure out that D2C kind of marketing the product. Those are my thoughts, though. And I may be wrong, I may be right, who knows? I would like to hear from you guys in the comment section. What product do you think is going to be around over the next 10, 15, 20 years and have the bigger cultural impact? Then what product do you think is going to make the most money? Is it Pepper Pong? Is it Taverns to Go? We all like a good drink outside our home. Is it Foam, which is dealing with the coolers? Or is it Cons Design? Let me know in the comment section. Please hit a like button if you like this type of video, as well as hit the subscribe button if you're not part of the IP community already. I would love to personally have you a part of the IP community. I think the IP community members would also love to have you around. We talk not only about the Shark Tank stuff, but we bring on interviews, which I've referenced in this video, of Shark Tank guests who came on and kind of told their story. We break down current events, as well as we break down IP lawsuits. So again, it's a little bit of everything, and I think you'll definitely be able to kind of fall in love with one or more things that we do on the channel for your benefit. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Until episode 7, hopefully you guys take care.